Pronounced, defined, used in lexical dispatch. Exasperate, verb. Exasperate, adjective. Exasperatedly, exasperatingly. To make very annoyed or frustrated. To infuriate. To exacerbate. To aggravate. Exasperated. To worsen. In botany, having rough and prickly skin. Potpourri, noun, a mixture of dried petals and leaves used to give a room a pleasant smell. A miscellaneous collection. I do not want to encourage laziness, but I also do not want to exasperate him. Unless an emergency exists, a tenant may ask for a reasonable rescheduling of the repair if the landlord's intended repair visit is inconvenient and if the rescheduling will not exasperate the maintenance issue. There is no point other than to exasperate a rift between the White House and progressives. In one sense, he was shifting very obviously from charged, often political critiques to the seemingly decorative work that would exasperate critics for the next 2 decades. The drugs would exasperate their already existing problems. Fathers, do not exasperate your children. Instead, bring them up in the training and instruction of the Lord. So even if there can be some effective way to legislate on a multinational front, the process will take much longer and exasperate the time problem greatly. Organizations exasperate the problem by sending in emergency aid, thereby encouraging the people to continue to try to live there. Even though George Banks has managed to infuriate and exasperate me for 30 years and has never been much of a detective, he has been as loyal and trustworthy a friend as any man could ever hope to have. It is likely that more than 1/4 of these women consumes inadequate calcium, a risk factor that may exacerbate osteoporosis risk. Other studies suggest that memberships in specific voluntary organizations can exacerbate certain cheating tendencies. The combinations can exasperate as easily as they can exhilarate an audience. Her older sister Helen, later that summer, meaning only well, said exasperatedly, "Sonny, when are you going to cheer up?" The computer's constant crashes were exasperatingly frustrating. Fill an old sock with potpourri or fragrance crystals, sew shut, and place wherever you want a nice scent. Epigenetics examines a potpourri of regulatory functions that govern when and where a gene or groups of genes are expressed in the body. In the bathrooms, there were fragrant little soaps and bowls with potpourri. Set out a pretty bowl or a tray of cinnamon sticks, whole nutmeg, cloves, or even fresh rosemary sprigs as a quick and easy herbal potpourri. Use clove-studded oranges for room fresheners, or make homemade potpourri. It'll smell like furniture polish, fruitwood, potpourri, and 2 centuries worth of patina. I want to go through a political potpourri in a second, but let's start with your book. Pinpointing how clouds have adjusted to the changing aerosol potpourri is a major unsolved problem that scientists are furiously working to solve. The film festival was a potpourri of genres, from comedy to drama, attracting a diverse audience. The most prominent example is a project to produce potpourri with organic debris gathered from the forest floor.